Welcome to Book Summary Podcast, your gateway to personal transformation. Each episode delivers big ideas from the world's most impactful books on mindset, productivity, and success, all in just a few minutes. Ready to turn knowledge into action? Let's get started.
Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a story that has captivated millions globally, but maybe more importantly, offers a profound blueprint for living your own best life.
Exactly.
Forget the really abstract philosophy for a moment. We're talking about actionable takeaways, things you can actually use.
Tangible applications, yeah.
And wisdom you can put into practice starting right now, woven into the fabric of your daily existence.
Indeed. We're exploring Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, a book often celebrated for its allegorical beauty, right?
Right, the story itself.
But its true power, we believe, lies in its direct applicable lessons for anyone navigating their personal journey. Real practical stuff.
So think of this deep dive as maybe your shortcut to understanding why this book resonates so deeply.
Yeah, and how its core ideas can become a real-world compass for you, helping you find clarity and purpose through the practical steps you take each day.
Okay, so our mission today is to take this stack of insights, from the international acclaim it got, the author's own reflections, the opening chapters of Santiago's journey.
All that context.
And extract the most important nuggets of knowledge. We'll try to show you how the seemingly mystical elements of this tale are, in fact, incredibly useful tools for everyday life.
Practical tools.
Giving you concrete strategies to approach your own aspirations and challenges.
Precisely. We'll highlight the real-life applications that really lift this from just being a story into a practical guide.
Okay.
From understanding what a personal legend truly means for you specifically.
Not just Santiago.
Right,
Yeah.
to recognizing the subtle omens that guide your path. And even confronting those really deep fears that hold us back from our potential.
Yeah, fear is a big one.
Huge. This isn't just theory. It's about how to make every step of your life more meaningful and intentional. It provides, a framework for consistent action and growth.
A practical framework. Let's get into it then. The inner compass. Defining and pursuing your personal legend. So let's unpack this central idea first, the one that pretty much anchors the entire narrative. The personal legend.
The core concept.
The book tells us it's, quote, what you have always wanted to accomplish. Simple phrase.
Sounds simple.
But it feels like more than just a big dream or, an ambitious goal you might set for yourself on January 1st.
Definitely more. It's presented as an inherent calling, something everyone, when they're young, instinctively knows.
Like it's already there.
Yeah, almost like a default setting for your soul, maybe. An innate understanding of your purpose that exists before the world starts telling you who you should be or what you should want.
That's a really crucial distinction, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Because this isn't about setting arbitrary goals based on, societal pressures or what you think you should want.
Keeping up with the Joneses sort of thing.
Exactly that. Instead, it's about connecting with your deepest, most authentic desires, the ones that feel truly yours, born from within. And the text suggests a universal truth here, that this desire originated in the soul of the universe. It's your mission on Earth.
Wow, that's big. Mission on Earth.
It is big. So it's less about choosing a path from a menu of options and more about recognizing the one that is already imprinted on your soul.
Like uncovering it.
Uncovering it, yeah. A path that has always been waiting for you to discover and embrace. So for you, the listener, a really powerful practical question for self-discovery is this.
Okay.
What was that original, uninhibited dream you harbored when you were young? Before external influences or, practical considerations started shaping your perspective.
Before the shoulds kicked in.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Was it a childhood fascination with, building things?
Right.
Or a quiet longing to explore remote places? Or maybe a deep empathy that made you want to heal others?
Right, those early sparks.
Those sparks. And the practical part is, how can you start reconnecting with that inner child's pure desire today?
It doesn't have to be drastic, right?
Not at all. It might not mean quitting your job overnight. Maybe it's just dedicating an hour a week to that dormant passion, or journaling about what truly excites you, what makes you feel alive. Small steps.
Small, practical steps. That's a really insightful way to frame it. And Santiago's own journey, it starts with something seemingly simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, that recurring dream.
A recurring dream of treasure. It initially feels kind of trivial, maybe even childish.
Right.
but it becomes this profound guide to his mission on Earth. He has this deep yearning to travel, to see the world beyond his familiar pastures.
He wants adventure.
Yeah. And despite his father wanting him to be a priest, which, would offer a stable, respected life.
The sensible path.
Exactly. Santiago actively chooses to be a shepherd. He opts for a life that allows him to wander.
So he connects the dots.
He directly links his initial passion for movement, for exploration, to his chosen path and ultimately his personal legend.
And that choice, that initial alignment, sets everything in motion.
It really illustrates how even seemingly small, personal choices, if they're made in alignment with an inner longing, can put you on the path toward your deeper calling. It's quite practical, actually.
It is. And that leads us to where the story and its practical lessons get truly fascinating, I think.
Okay.
Because the book states that as time passes, a mysterious force begins to convince them that it will be impossible for them to realize their personal legend.
Right. And that sounds bad. Really negative.
On the surface, yeah. It sounds like an insurmountable obstacle, something designed to just thwart your efforts and make you give up.
Like the universe is against you.
But The Alchemist offers this surprising reframe, a truly transformative perspective shift that changes everything about how we view setbacks.
Okay, I'm intrigued, because that's exactly what I was thinking. For many of us, when we face that kind of resistance, internal or external,
Yeah, the doubt creeps in.
it feels like a definitive sign to just give up, right? To concede defeat.
Yeah.
So how does The Alchemist flip that on its head? What's the practical shift in perspective we need to adopt here?
Excellent question. Because this force, it isn't actually a barrier designed to stop you. It's more like a crucible.
A crucible, like for refining metal.
Exactly. A refining fire meant to strengthen you. The book says it appears to be negative, but actually shows you how to realize your personal legend. It prepares your spirit and your will.
Okay, so it's preparation.
That's the crucial practical lesson for anyone pursuing a significant goal.
Mm-hmm.
The resistance you face, the doubts, the financial setbacks, the overwhelming challenges, the criticism.
All the hard stuff.
All the hard stuff. It isn't a sign to quit. Quite the opposite, actually. It's a sign that you're being strengthened for what's ahead. It's like the universe's way of testing your resolve, building your capacity, ensuring you have the resilience and skills you'll need for your purpose.
So in practice, what might that look like for someone listening?
Well, for you, it might look like a difficult boss who pushes your limits and forces you to develop, say, new communication skills you didn't know you had.
Right, you learn through the challenge.
Or maybe a financial setback that requires you to become incredibly resourceful and innovative. Or even just those moments of deep self-doubt that make you question everything.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. But they force you to dig deeper, to really connect with why you're doing this. What's your intrinsic motivation?
Yeah.
So the wisdom here is to view these not as roadblocks, but as vital training exercises. Opportunities for growth specifically tailored to prepare you for the magnitude of your personal legend.
That reframing is incredibly powerful.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And Paulo Coelho himself talks about this right in the foreword. He talks about the Alchemist's initial failure.
Oh, yeah.
It was dropped by his first publisher. Only one copy sold in the first week. And the second copy was bought by the same person.
Wow, that's rough.
He was 41, desperate, poured his own money into getting the rights back. But he says, I never lost faith in the book or ever wavered in my vision. Why? Because it was me in there, all of me, heart and soul.
So his own experience mirrored the book's message.
Perfectly. It's like that mysterious force. His initial struggle and rejection prepared him for its eventual massive success.
Yeah.
It proved the very principle he wrote about.
Almost like the universe saying, okay, let's see how much you really believe in this before we open the floodgate.
It's exactly that. It turns struggle into strength.
Turning roadblocks into rigorous training sessions. I like that. And it leads us directly to perhaps the most famous and definitely one of the most inspiring practical takeaways from the book.
I think I know where you're going.
When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
There it is.
It's such a bold, almost magical claim, isn't it? But the story gives us very concrete examples of how this unfolds, not just mystically, but practically.
Right. And it's vital to understand this isn't magic in a passive wish-granting sense.
Mhm.
You don't just sit back and wait.
No genie in a bottle.
No. It's much more about resonance and alignment. When you're truly aligned with your personal legend, when your intentions are clear and your actions are genuinely directed towards that purpose.
When you're actually doing the work.
Yes, things genuinely begin to fall into place. It's about being open to opportunities you might otherwise overlook, recognizing connections that seem, well, serendipitous.
Coincidences that aren't really coincidences.
Kind of. And understanding that your deep desire is fundamentally linked to what the book calls the soul of the world, this sort of universal consciousness that connects everything.
Okay, so practically, what does that encourage us to do?
Practically, it encourages you to declare your intentions, even just to yourself. Get clear on what you want, and then become acutely observant.
Pay attention.
Pay attention to how opportunities, people, resources seem to appear, almost as if by design. It's a call to active mindfulness and proactive engagement with the world around you.
Not just waiting for things to happen.
Definitely not. And Coelho's own experience, again, is such a striking real-world example. After his first publisher dropped the book, he kept knocking on doors. One publisher finally believed in him, and then slowly, through word of mouth, it finally started to sell. 3,000 copies, then 6, then 10.
Yeah.
It grew organically.
Word of mouth is powerful.
Very. Then an American visiting Brazil just happened to pick up a copy in a local bookstore. That led to HarperCollins publishing it internationally.
Wow.
And later, Bill Clinton was photographed holding it. Madonna raved about it. These weren't random events. You could argue it was the universe conspiring when Coelho was truly living his personal legend.
Putting his heart and soul into his writing.
Exactly. And for Santiago, this conspiracy unfolds through that series of crucial encounters, doesn't it?
Right. It's not just one big miracle.
No, it's steps. Meeting Melchizedek, the mysterious king who guides him. Then the crystal merchant, who gives him work and teaches him patience.
Important lessons there.
Crucial. Then the Englishman, introducing him to alchemy. And finally, the alchemist himself, each one appearing at just the right moment.
Offering guidance or resources or even challenges that push him forward.
Precisely. Each connection is a tangible step, a door opening on his unique journey. It's being receptive and recognizing these synchronicities as nudges in the right direction. Practical nudges. 2. The art of observation, reading omens and the language of the world.
Okay, so if the personal legend is the ultimate destination, the goal, then omens are presented as the essential roadmap, right?
Yeah, the signposts along the way.
The gypsy woman tells Santiago quite directly that dreams are the language of God, almost like divine memos.
Right.
And Melchizedek, the king, later reinforces this. He explains that God has prepared a path for everyone to follow. You just have to read the omens that he left for you.
So the guidance is there. It's available.
It suggests that guidance isn't some hidden secret, but it's openly available in the world around us if only we learn how to perceive it. So the big question is, how do we practically start reading these omens in our own lives?
This is where that profound practical skill of learning to pay attention comes in. Really learning to observe.
Not just look, but see.
Exactly. Yeah. Santiago initially learned this by keenly observing his sheep and the natural landscape of Andalusia. Simple things.
Like what?
Like knowing a certain bird's flight pattern meant a snake was nearby, or that a particular shrub indicated water. This wasn't mystical, it was applied understanding.
Learned from experience.
Learned from careful, repeated observation and a deep connection to his surroundings. So for you, listening now, this practically means being present and mindful.
Mindfulness again.
Yes. Mindful of your environment, your inner feelings, even those recurring coincidences that might seem random at first.
Like seeing the same number sequence everywhere, or hearing the same song.
Could be. Or maybe it's a recurring conversation you keep having about a specific topic, or noticing certain articles or books keep popping up related to an interest you've been ignoring.
The universe dropping hints.
Hints, nudges, whispers. It's about moving beyond just surface-level observation to seeking deeper meaning in everyday events and signals. Heightening your awareness.
Okay, I get the concept. But the book also gives Santiago those stones, right? The Urim and Thummim?
Ah, yes, the black and white stone.
Black for yes, white for no. That seems like a very direct, almost cheat sheet way to read omens.
It does seem that way initially. They were physical aids, providing clear answers. But the deeper, more profound lesson Santiago learns from them is actually...
What?
To make your own decisions. He only uses them once, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right. Just once.
Before realizing that true wisdom doesn't come from external tools or absolute yes-no answers, it comes from internalizing the process of discernment.
Trusting your gut.
Trusting your intuition, developing your own capacity to read the world and your own inner knowing. That's the practical essence of learning to read omens. It's about cultivating your inner wisdom, developing that intuitive muscle.
Not just relying on external signs. That makes so much sense. It's not about waiting for a flashing neon sign,
Rarely happens.
but tuning into the more subtle cues. And as Santiago journeys further, he starts to discover this other thing, a language that doesn't depend on words.
Universal language.
He experiences it first with his sheep, then with people like the candy seller in Tangier, and eventually with the desert itself.
Yeah, it's about empathy, intuition, that fundamental interconnectedness.
How does this language without words show up for us practically in our modern interactions? We're so reliant on words.
We are, but this universal language, it's described as understood by everybody, but already forgotten.
Yeah.
It's about sensing the underlying currents,
Like reading between the lines.
Exactly. Reading the nonverbal cues, the energy behind interactions, paying attention to body language, microexpressions, the vibe of a situation.
And your gut feelings again.
Crucially, your gut feelings.
Yeah.
That immediate knowing that something feels right or feels off. Think about a job interview where someone says all the right things, but something just feels wrong.
Yeah, you get a bad vibe.
That's this language at play. Or a team meeting where there's this tension you can't quite name hanging in the air.
Okay.
When Santiago helps the candy seller set up his stall in Tangier, they don't speak the same language, right?
No common words.
Yet, they understand each other perfectly. Why? Through their shared enthusiasm for the work, their mutual purpose, their genuine presence in that moment.
So connection beyond vocabulary.
Yes, it highlights that shared purpose and being truly present can transcend linguistic or cultural barriers. And Santiago's realization in Tangier is a key practical moment. If I can learn to understand this language without words, I can learn to understand the world.
That's a big leap.
Huge. And he applies lessons learned with his sheep patients, keen observation to this new, strange land. It shows how these universal principles work across different contexts.
So it's not magic, it's a developed skill.
A developed skill of empathy and intuitive understanding. Something anyone can cultivate in their daily interactions, whether it's negotiating a deal or just truly listening to a friend. Paying attention on multiple levels. 3, the courage to change, learning from stagnation and seeking growth.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Santiago's time working for the crystal merchant. That provides such a fascinating and honestly kind of sad counterpoint to pursuing one's personal legend.
It really does, a cautionary tale almost.
Here we meet this man who's achieved, a certain level of material success. He has his shop, his routine.
Comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah. But he's deeply afraid of change. And crucially, he's afraid of realizing his true, long-held dream, the pilgrimage to Mecca.
It's a powerful illustration of how comfort can subtly become a self-imposed cage, can't it?
Totally. And the merchant really exemplifies what the book calls the fear of realizing dreams.
Which sounds counterintuitive, right? Why fear achieving your dream?
Exactly. But he consciously, almost defiantly, avoids Mecca. He actually says, I'm afraid that if my dream is realized, I'll have no reason to go on living.
Wow, that's heavy.
Isn't it? It's such a profound, practical insight into a common form of self-sabotage. The comfort of the familiar, the known routine becomes more compelling, less threatening than the unknown joy of actually fulfilling the dream.
A fear of what next?
Yeah, and his business, it's noted, had been in decline for years before Santiago arrived. A clear, practical sign of stagnation, a lack of passion. Yet he just clings to it.
It mirrors so many situations, doesn't it? People staying in unfulfilling jobs or relationships, not out of real satisfaction, but out of fear of the uncertainty that change brings. The devil you know. Precisely. And then Santiago arrives, full of this youthful energy and, beginner's luck.
Maktub, maybe?
Maybe. And he suggests these practical, innovative ideas.
Yeah.
Build a display case, sell tea in the nice crystal glasses.
Simple things, really.
Simple shifts, born from Santiago's own enthusiasm and alignment with his journey, and they immediately revitalize the shop.
Yeah, business booms.
Which demonstrates that principle of favorability the book mentions, where initial success, even small wins, can whet your appetite and show you the tangible benefits of stepping outside the familiar.
Like the universe giving you a little reward for trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about starting a new project or a fitness routine. Those first small wins, positive feedback, feeling slightly stronger, they aren't just flukes. They're encouragement.
They whet your appetite, inviting you to lean in more.
Yes. Trust the process, trust your potential.
That's life.
But even with this renewed success, the merchant still hesitates about Mecca, doesn't he?
He does. Which highlights that deep-seated resistance to change many of us face, even when the path to improvement is clear and things are looking up.
His comfort zone had truly become his prison.
That's a powerful image, the comfort zone as a prison. And the crystal merchant, he acknowledges Santiago was a blessing for his business. But then he delivers that really potent, kind of chilling line.
Oh, I know the one.
Every blessing ignored becomes a curse.
Yeah.
What's the practical implication of that for us? It sounds like a really stark warning.
It absolutely is a stark warning.
Right.
A truly valuable piece of practical wisdom about seizing opportunities when they arise.
Okay.
It means that opportunities for growth, for learning, for meaningful change, those blessings life offers, often subtly. If you don't seize them, if you don't act on them,
If you ignore them.
they can turn into sources of unhappiness, regret, or even a deep-seated stagnation that actively works against you, like a missed opportunity haunting you. The merchant had become so comfortable in his stagnation, so entrenched in his routines, that new possibilities, even clearly positive ones, just filled him with anxiety.
He said he didn't know how to deal with change.
Which is a fear so many of us can relate to, right?
Yeah.
So for you listening, the practical takeaway is to recognize those moments.
With potential blessings.
Yes. Where life offers a chance to expand, to step outside your comfort zone, to try something new, maybe have a difficult but necessary conversation, and to take those chances.
Even if it's scary.
Especially if it's scary sometimes. Because otherwise, that missed chance, that ignored blessing, it can fester. It becomes a weight, a source of inner conflict and nagging what if.
A curse you put on yourself, almost.
In a way, yes. A barrier to your own growth and fulfillment. And the really poignant part is, despite the shop's success, thanks to Santiago,
He still refuses to go to Mecca.
he chooses the comfort of his known, albeit less fulfilling, life over the potential joy of his lifelong dream.
It shows that real change needs a conscious choice, doesn't it?
A deliberate act of courage, even when external conditions are made favorable. The practical application is clear. Value and act on opportunities, or risk them becoming burdens on your spirit. Don't let blessings become curses. 4. Wisdom from the desert. The power of presence and perseverance.
Okay, so Santiago leaves the crystal merchant, buys back his sheep, sells them again, and joins the caravan heading across the desert. A huge step.
A massive step into the unknown.
And this journey across the vast, silent desert, it really embodies perseverance, doesn't it? But along the way, he meets the camel driver,
Yes, another key teacher.
who offers another profound and really practical philosophy for living. He says, I don't live in either my past or my future. I'm interested only in the present.
Focus on the now.
If you can concentrate always on the present, you'll be a happy man. It sounds so simple, almost cliche sometimes.
It can sound that way, like Mindfulness 101.
But the depth and the practical power lie in actually doing it consistently. How do we, in our modern, constantly distracted lives, truly embrace this presence?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Because this teaching isn't about totally ignoring the past. We learn from it, obviously.
And we plan for the future.
Of course. But it's about giving your full attention, your full presence to what is happening right now in this moment.
Being fully engaged.
Fully engaged. The camel driver, remember, he'd lost everything in a flood. Everything. And he learned this lesson firsthand.
Through hardship.
He realized that people need not fear the unknown if they are capable of achieving what they need and want. Meaning, if you focus on handling the present effectively.
You build the capacity for the future.
Exactly. It translates to a practical focus on the actionable steps you can take today. If you fully engage with today's tasks, challenges, experiences, whether it's a tough project, a conversation, or just eating lunch mindfully.
You build resilience.
You build resilience and capability for whatever comes tomorrow. You develop the skills and inner strength to navigate uncertainty because you've mastered handling the present.
So it's about being fully alive, fully effective, second by second.
Instead of being pulled away by past regrets, which you can't change anyway.
Or future anxieties, which often never even happen.
Right, which are often just stories we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
And the seer's advice to the camel driver, it encapsulates this actionable approach perfectly.
What was that again?
If you pay attention to the present, you can improve upon it. And if you improve on the present, what comes later will also be better.
Simple formula. Powerful implication.
Very powerful. It shows how living mindfully, actively in the present, literally transforms your future. It makes Maktub, it is written.
Yeah, that concept comes up a lot.
It makes it not just passive acceptance of fate, but an active, conscious engagement with the unfolding present. You shape your destiny through your current, deliberate actions.
So focus on the step right in front of you with full commitment.
That's the practical heart of it.
That idea of Maktub as active engagement is a really critical distinction. And the journey itself, the caravan through the desert, It isn't a straight line, is it?
Far from it.
The caravan faces detours and adjustments. They run into obstacles, boulders, patches of fine sand, tribal wars break out.
They even have to appoint new guides.
Right. But despite all these interruptions and challenges, the leader always keeps them moving toward the same compass point. That feels like such a powerful metaphor for pursuing any big goal.
It's a hugely relevant metaphor, I think. For any long-term aspiration, any significant pursuit in your life, because your path to your personal legend, it won't be linear.
No straight roads.
Definitely not. There will be unexpected turns, frustrating delays, moments where you feel completely lost, maybe even question the whole thing.
And seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Yes. The key, according to this metaphor, is to keep your ultimate destination in mind, that compass point, that guiding star, your personal legend.
Keep the why in view.
Exactly. And adapt resourcefully to the changing landscape. It's not about avoiding challenges you probably can anyway.
Right.
It's about understanding they're an inevitable and often beneficial part of the journey itself. Think about a startup having to pivot its whole business model after hitting a wall.
Or someone changing careers and needing to learn completely new skills.
Those are detours, right?
Yeah.
But they can ultimately lead closer to the true calling if they maintain their focus, their compass point.
And the caravan, after navigating around obstacles, always returned to its course.
Always. By sighting on a star that indicated the location of the oasis, which reminds you that your internal compass, your personal legend, is your guiding star.
Providing direction even when the immediate path is totally unclear or feels really difficult.
Precisely. And the practical methods the caravan uses are important too.
Like what?
Arranging the animals in a circle at night for protection. Avoiding fires so they don't attract warring tribes. Appointing new guides when needed.
Practical survival tactics.
Yes, they show that adaptation, resourcefulness, and a clear focus on the ultimate goal aren't just abstract ideas. They are crucial, tangible practices for navigating life's unpredictable terrain. Resilience and ingenuity in action.
That focus on ingenuity and resilience, it leads us to a really relatable internal struggle Santiago faces.
Yes. The heart.
As he continues his desert journey, his heart, presented as this metaphorical inner voice, sometimes becomes a traitor.
Filled with fear and doubt.
Especially the fear of suffering he might encounter in pursuing his treasure. This is just so incredibly relatable for anyone chasing a big, challenging dream.
Absolutely. That internal voice that tries to pull you back to safety, back to the familiar, the comfortable, the voice of fear.
So how does the Alchemist advise us to deal with this inner traitor? What's the practical advice?
This is maybe one of the most crucial practical lessons in the entire book, because it tackles that universal human experience of self-doubt head-on.
Okay.
The Alchemist gives Santiago direct, incredibly actionable advice. He tells him, tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself.
Let that sink in. The fear of suffering is worse than the suffering.
Exactly. And he adds, no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of the search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity.
Wow. That's not just poetic, is it?
No, it's a profound psychological shift in perspective. It encourages you to move away from avoiding potential pain and towards embracing the transformative power of the journey itself.
So the suffering isn't the point, but it might be part of the process.
An inevitable part of growth and discovery. So for you, the practical application is learning to lean into discomfort.
Don't run from it.
Recognize that true growth, the most profound experiences, they happen outside your comfort zone. If you feel that resistance, that fear, it's often a sign you're on the right track, pushing your boundaries.
That's another powerful reframe. Fear is a compass.
In a way.
Yeah.
And Santiago's understanding after this conversation is key. He realizes, when I have been truly searching for my treasure, every day has been luminous, because I've known that every hour was a part of the dream that I would find it.
The joy was in the pursuit itself, not just the end goal.
Yes. And his heart, in this moment of clarity, also tells him why people are afraid.
Why?
People are afraid to pursue their most important dreams because they feel that they don't deserve them or that they'll be unable to achieve them.
Feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy.
Exactly. And this practical self-awareness, understanding the root of your own fear, whether it's feeling undeserving or believing you're not capable, that's the very first step in practical self-mastery.
You have to see it to deal with it.
Precisely. Once you acknowledge those feelings, you can actively choose not to let them derail you. It's about building a robust internal dialogue that supports your journey instead of undermining it. Talking back to the fear. the Alchemist's final lessons: courage, love, and true transformation.
Okay, so Santiago processes this, keeps going, and finally meets the alchemist himself.
The culmination of the journey, in many ways.
And the alchemist immediately challenges him with this foundational truth. Courage is the quality most essential to understanding the language of the world.
Not knowledge, not power, but courage.
Right, and this isn't just abstract advice. It gets put to the ultimate life or death test when Santiago has to demonstrate his understanding by turning himself into the wind.
Which is pretty dramatic.
Extremely dramatic, but how does this idea of courage translate into our everyday decisions and actions? We're not usually asked to become the wind.
Hopefully not. But the alchemist's teaching redefines courage, doesn't it? It's not the absence of fear.
We established that.
It's the willingness to act despite the fear, to move forward in the face of what terrifies you. He explicitly states, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure.
That fear again, it's the real enemy.
It's the ultimate dream killer. And Santiago's conversations later with the desert, the wind, the sun, where he speaks that language of love, those are acts of immense courage.
He's pushing way beyond his perceived limits.
Way beyond. He's daring to believe in an impossible transformation. And it's this very act of daring, fueled by his connection to everything, that unlocks these profound abilities.
So there's a practical principle there.
I think so. Deep connection, extraordinary capabilities. They're often unlocked when you push past your perceived limitations, especially when your motivation's pure, like love or a deep commitment to your personal legend.
So for us, maybe it's facing that difficult conversation we've been avoiding.
Could be. Or launching that creative project knowing it might be criticized or might fail. Those are everyday acts of courage. And there's a subtle but important illustrative detail later, when the alchemist deliberately shows the philosopher's stone and elixir of life to the tribesmen at the monastery.
And they just laugh at him, right? Think he's crazy.
Exactly. And he explains to Santiago, when you possess great treasures within you and try to tell others of them, seldom are you believed.
Ah, that's a practical lesson in discernment.
Definitely. Not everyone will understand or believe in your deepest truths or your unique path. And that's okay.
You don't need everyone's approval.
You don't need external validation to pursue your personal legend. Sometimes the greatest acts of courage are simply continuing your journey quietly, despite the skepticism of others, believing in yourself when others don't.
That's a crucial point, not needing external validation. Now, another profound lesson comes when Santiago falls deeply in love with Fatima at the oasis.
A major turning point.
This introduces a new, deeply human challenge. Does love mean staying put, building a life there? Or does it mean continuing his quest for his personal legend?
The classic conflict between love and duty, or love and personal calling.
Yes. And Fatima, with her incredible wisdom as a woman of the desert, provides the powerful and maybe counterintuitive answer. What practical wisdom does her perspective offer us about love and our own aspirations?
Fatima teaches Santiago this vital, practical distinction about the nature of true love, as the book frames it. She tells him, quite clearly,
What does she say?
love never keeps a man from pursuing his personal legend. If he abandons that pursuit, it's because it wasn't true love, the love that speaks the language of the world.
Wow. So if love makes you give up your dream, it wasn't the right kind of love.
That's the implication. This is a crucial insight for anyone trying to balance relationships with personal ambition. True love, in this philosophy, empowers growth and freedom. It doesn't demand the sacrifice of your authentic self or your deepest calling.
It doesn't hold you back.
It shouldn't. And her willingness to wait for him, it isn't passive resignation. It's presented as an active, hopeful act of faith. Faith in their connection and faith in his destiny.
She says she wants him to be free, right?
I want my husband to wander as free as the wind that shapes the dunes. It highlights the practical application of truly supportive relationships in our lives.
Relationships that foster individual growth.
Yes, that honor personal journeys, rather than stifling them or demanding compromise of one's core self. And Santiago's own inner reflection confirms this.
When he imagines staying,
Yes, he envisions his future with Fatima if he stayed. He'd become rich, comfortable, respected. But he would live with this nagging regret of not pursuing his personal legend. The omens would eventually fade.
so that vision of regret, of a life partially unlived, even with comfort and love, really hits home. True love aligns with purpose.
It enables you to fly higher, together, and separately. It asks you to evaluate your relationships, Do they expand you or contract you?
Powerful question. Okay, final big lesson area. Santiago initially tries to learn alchemy the intellectual way, right?
Yeah, with the Englishman poring over those complex books and symbols, trying to decode it all.
But the alchemist shows him a different path, much more direct, much more active. He says, there is only one way to learn, through action.
Get your hands dirty.
And this action, he reveals, isn't really just about transforming lead into gold, is it?
No, that's just the surface level, the flashy part maybe.
So what is the ultimate practical application of alchemy for us, according to the book?
The Alchemist clarifies that the true, deeper purpose of alchemy isn't merely changing physical metals. It's the purification and profound transformation of the alchemists themselves.
The inner work.
The inner work. He explains, when something evolves, everything around that thing evolves as well. It's about interconnectedness.
Okay.
And Santiago synthesized this beautifully into the ultimate practical application for all of us. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too.
That's the core message, isn't it? The ripple effect of personal growth.
Absolutely. That's the most significant practical takeaway of the entire book. Personal growth, genuine self-improvement, it has this ripple effect on your whole world.
How so?
Well, it's an internal process that directly manifests externally. It influences your circumstances, your relationships, the opportunities that come your way. Think about it practically. Cultivating patience with yourself makes you more patient with others, right?
Yeah, usually.
Which improves your connections. Or becoming more disciplined in one area of your life, say fitness, often spills over into increased focus and success in your career.
It changes your energy, your outlook.
Exactly. And the alchemist demonstrates this tangibly when he transforms lead into gold in the monastery kitchen. It's not just a magic trick.
What is it then?
It's a tangible symbol that it was possible, that achieving what seems impossible can be done. And then...
He gives Santiago some gold.
Right. Not just as a reward, but as a practical safeguard, a tangible resource to help him continue his journey back home. It shows the alchemist's wisdom is practical, grounded.
It's about empowerment for the path ahead.
Yes. It reinforces that wisdom isn't just theory. It's about practical application. The most profound alchemy, the most valuable transformation is always within. Outro.
Wow. Okay, so bringing this all together, what does this deep dive into the alchemist really mean for you, our listener, in your everyday life?
Well, Santiago's journey from that simple shepherd who just wanted to travel to a man who converses with the wind and connects with the soul of the world.
It's not just a fantastical adventure story.
No. It's a profound exploration of these universal principles that when you really understand them and, more importantly, apply them,
When you make them practical.
they can radically reshape your own life. They offer a clear path to greater fulfillment, meaning, and purpose.
Yeah. We've seen how identifying your personal legend, that authentic calling within you,
And learning to read the subtle guidance of omens in your daily life, those little nudges.
and confronting that insidious fear of failure, the one that holds so many of us back,
Plus, living authentically in the present moment, not lost in past or future.
and embracing love as a force that empowers growth.
We've seen how these aren't just, narrative devices in a story. They are truly actionable skills, tools you can actively cultivate and use every day.
Right. And Santiago, he finds his physical treasure right back where he started, doesn't he?
Under the sycamore tree at the ruined church. But the true wealth, the real treasure he accumulated,
Was the journey itself.
was the wisdom, the inner transformation, the resilience gained along the way. The physical destination was just the catalyst for that journey of self-discovery and very practical growth.
That's a powerful thought. The journey is the treasure. Paulo Coelho wrote in his foreword something like, the story of one person is the story of everyone.
And one man's quest is the quest of all of humanity.
Yeah. And the alchemist reminds Santiago near the end.
What does he say?
No matter what he does, every person on Earth plays a central role in the history of the world. And normally he doesn't know it.
Wow. No pressure.
But consider this then, as you reflect on your own path. How are you playing your central role in the history of the world right now?
Just by being you. Just by being you. Pursuing what you truly desire. Living your truth. What actions are you taking? What beliefs are you embodying? What lessons are you learning that contribute, even in small ways, to that larger soul of the world?
That universal interconnectedness.
Your own pursuit of your personal legend isn't just for you. It's a vital thread in the tapestry of collective human experience. It shapes the world around you in ways you might not even perceive.
So the provocative thought is, what will your legacy be?
Simply by living your truth and following your heart, starting today. What practical steps embody that truth?
So as you go about your day, maybe keep these insights in mind. Listen to your heart. Try to heed the omens life leaves for you.
Pay attention.
And remember that core idea. When you truly want something, when you're aligned with your deepest purpose,
The entire universe is ready to conspire in your favor, helping you to achieve it. Through practical means, through connections, through challenges that make you stronger.
the deep dive into your own life continues.
Thanks for tuning in to the Book Summary Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, hit that like button, subscribe for more summaries, and share it with someone who's ready to grow. Want deeper insights, exclusive book notes, and reading tips? Join our free newsletter. The link's in the description. And don't forget, if you'd like to read the full book, our affiliate link is right below. It helps support the channel and keeps the summaries coming. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing.